What's up, yo? Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Did I get y'all attention? Let me talk to y'all real quick, man. Like on some real shit. Ah, gotta edit that one out. But for real, I'm gonna talk. Alright? And in that talking, I'm gonna try to not cuss. Because I gotta get to as many people as I can, bro. This is real, man. So when talking, yo, it's out there. Alarm bells have been ringing and everything, and here we are. It's affecting everybody. Black, white, brown. It's not about color. It's about how much money you got. It's about your ability to be able to pay for life, healthcare, health insurance, liberties, just to live, basic food, gas, and the never-ending hamster wheel of the pursuit of happiness, which is controlled by people with a whole lot more money than me and you. That's crazy, right? Crazy. Oh man, all that to say, what we gonna do, man? What are we going to do? It's acknowledgement, it's respect, and at the end of the day, we black men, actually, men, period, have to acknowledge that we allowed a man, a convicted felon, to get on not only his platform, but others, to denounce all of the accomplishments of a woman, a black woman. You know, I would have expected if he would have said, Kamala Harris responsible for locking up X amount of many black men. Okay, that would have been fair. She was. But then again, look at the constraints within her job. As being a district attorney, if you broke the law, her job is to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law, depending upon the crime. And when you look at that time frame, back then, the laws really wasn't for black men. It was to massively incarcerate us, which the absence of black men, it was a black woman that had to fend and do it for herself. Look, I'm telling you, y'all, the black woman, all women, they're the most strongest creations that God has ever made. Just think about it, man. For these macho men and all the rest of that, the first person that ever loved you was a woman. The first person that ever put their life on the line for you was a woman. Regardless of what you say about your mother, if it wasn't for her, you would not be here. Crazy. But we allow this man, this white man, to denounce the vice president of the United States by implying that the only reason that she got it was because she was DEI. You know what? I'm so sick of that term, DEI. If you're going to say it, say all what it is. Diversity, equality, inclusion, and accessibility. Man, how many Americans does that actually benefit? How many Americans here are handicapped? How many Americans are not white? How many Americans don't have the income or the privilege level to pay for health care? The best health care. The health care that's still getting the funding. Oh, black people, if you didn't know, one of the biggest things that's killing us right now is cancer. And guess what is getting written out? Black people. Cancer research. Oh, wow, black people, if you didn't know, back in the 90s, AIDS was a big contributor of the black and LGBTQ community. Guess what is now out? AIDS research. Think about it, people. Look, this is not a point of which we need to divide, we gotta unite, man. Once again, it's not about skin color. It's about how much money you got. So men, all men, how is it that we allow another man to imply that this woman got to where she was professionally, politically, because she had sex with Judge Joe Brown? And as a black man, Judge Joe Brown goes on and facilitates, amplifies this story. Come on, man. Are you serious? No one stood up for this black woman. How is it that we let a white man sit here and say, all of a sudden she's black? I don't know. And you got people like Anton Daniels, there's YouTubers that are out here repeating it, and they're black. Dude, you black as me, bruh. Come on, man. We know your mama black. The disrespect. How is it that once again, on this Sunday morning, you had a pastor that simply asked the President of the United States to have mercy upon the people? The same message that would have been that Jesus Christ himself would have given. And you have MAGA that denounces her. Look, man, let's go ahead and call it what it is. For all men, especially black men, I apologize to truly the strongest race. Regardless of what you identify as, if you feel that you want to, if you feel that you are something, men, all right, you know what, let's go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off, man. Men. And we got to address the ones, the T's. And I got to just drop it on down, man. Respect the women. At the end of the day, put on whatever clothes that you want to put on to make you feel however you want to feel. But you're still a man. At the end of the day, have whatever surgery that you want to have, whether top or bottom, or both. But at the end of the day, you're still a man. This one simple fact: you will never be able to bring life into the world. The T's, come on, y'all. Respect the fact that the very man that you are after, sooner or later, that man or that family of that man is going to want a child of their own. You cannot give that to him. Acknowledge that. So now, with you saying that you are a woman when indeed you're not, because only a woman can bring life into this world. Look, let's look at what they're doing on a minuscule scope, right? There's nothing wrong if there is a league of transsexual athletes. There's a male league in the NBA. There's a female league in the NBA. Now, for it to be blown out of this proportion when there are truthfully around 10 that are on an active collegiate roster for all sports. Okay, I got it. But this is what we take account for ourselves. Now, we know that in the trans community, a lot of the influencers that have the biggest microphones with the biggest followers disrespect women the most. What do you think that they're using? What do you think they're looking at? These MAGA people are not going to the news getting their stuff. They're looking at what you're doing on social media to say that this is the monster that is going in the female restrooms. And when you think about it with DEI and, diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, who cares? Because most of the bigger corporations have family restrooms. Most of the government buildings have family restrooms. Family restroom. I mean, come on now. Yeah, that part. Respect and understand where the hate is coming from. We allowed this, man. We allowed this culture that we are in right now. And why? Because there were other men of power, of influence, that were degrading the women. Remember R. Kelly? Joe, we got him off in the early 2000s for him to continue to do the same thing that he was doing a decade later, to finally be held accountable. Hello. There was a lot of handlers that assisted R. Kelly for those years. You know, a lot of Trump supporters throw out $77 million to justify this mandate. Well, let me go ahead and explain what this mandate is. This mandate is not a mandate of the voters. This mandate is a mandate of the Electoral College. So yes, when history looks at this, not looking at the popular vote, but the Electoral College vote, yeah, Trump had a mandate. But look at all the people of the Electoral College. How many people make as much money as you and me? I'll wait. So, the mandate which Trump speaks of comes from these individuals who sit in these, wherever they sit at, making much money that they want, that are now in position to enrich themselves with the help of President Elon Musk. Why would I say something like that? And let me tell you, man, how we allowed the greed to use our judgment. We fell miserably. Alright, that's 77 million in MAGA. About 35%. 45% are who they are the racists. Look, it cannot be denied, man. You got Elon Musk sitting over here doing a Hail Hitler salute behind the presidential seal of the United States that has emboldened other white supremacist groups to even go as far as defiling black churches for simply a banner for Black Lives Matter. Hey, but that church got some repercussions though. They got the trademark to the Proud Boys name. So there's no getting around it. The Proud Boys, the same group that President Trump himself on January 6th made reference of, Proud Boys Stand Down, is a white supremacist group whose name and trademark belongs to an African American church. This whole thing with these kids having access to my data, your mama's data, your daddy's data, your kids' data, all the socials and everything else. Yo, this kid sitting over here talking about mad, slick, racist stuff, man. They are there. And that is a good 35 to 45% of MAGA, the percent of this 77 million. Let's go ahead and break that down, though. Out of them, it's the ones with the money, the elitists, the ones that stand to make a benefit for what is really going on. Come on, man. Along with them, it's the ones that can sit over there and actually pay to be part of the good old boys club that really is starting to look like a whole lot of this South African apartheid stuff. This is what happens when you don't actually educate yourself. When you let someone else spoon feed you with what they want you to know instead of looking at how the world and everyone else sees you. Of course, you gotta have the foot soldiers, the ones that spread it. And like R. Kelly, you gotta have the handlers, the ones that feeded everybody else. Look, I'm not trying to change no one's opinions, but I am saying look at the actions and look at where we are. White supremacists are in the house. How do we get them out? That vote. Educate yourself. Continue to talk. Look, my voice is not just for myself. My voice is for my kids, my wife, my family, my sisters, my brothers, my community. We can't say we don't know, because there's a lot of us that's trying to make sure that we do. We can't say it doesn't affect us anymore, because regardless of how much money you make, this latest stunt that Trump and them done pulled affects somebody, either someone in your family or someone that you know. America has never been black and white. America has always been mixed. A country of immigrants. Respect. Empathy. consideration. Look, they're not going to help us. We're going to have to help ourselves. And the first way that we do that is we take account so that we can do better. Not do better actions so that we can be better criminals. But change who we are so that we can be better individuals. So men, call your mothers. Tell them that you love them. Your wives, your significant others, regardless of who that might be, let them know that you love and appreciate them. It's about to be a long 4 years, man. They ain't gonna stop. But just like they're gonna press through, I got a community, man. That's saying what about us? A community that for years, that voice has been gone unheard. And right now they're trying to drain. A community that's dying. I came back. I came back to help. What about y'all? So men, stand up. Say you're sorry. The value of a man is not how many problems or how much problems he has, but how he deals with them. How you gonna deal with it? We out, man.